Welcome to the Onyx Path News. And once again, we are going live for our regular weekly Monday news segment. And this week is, well, it's a good week, my watchers, my listeners, for a few reasons. Here's reason number one. Let's get to it straight away. It's the reason that's in the title, it's the reason that's in the thumbnail, and that is Scion Mythic Shards. Now, whether you're a fan of Scion or not, Mythic Shards is a book that, well, not only has it funded already, within 12 hours, no less, of the crowdfunding campaign starting, it is a book, a source book for Scion that basically offers an incredible range of new playing experiences for the Scion RPG. And this isn't an understatement. I think sometimes people will look at Scion and they might think, I don't want to play a modern urban fantasy game. And that's absolutely fine. You know, we all have different tastes. But now they can look at Mythic Shards and they can play any one of the so far 5 shards. Now, if the campaign continues to do well, we may see more of them. But the 5 so far are After the End, which is your post-apocalyptic Scion game, very influenced by Mad Max, The Stand I've seen being referenced as well, Stephen King, among other Ragnarok-style scenarios. This is where you are playing Scions at the end of the world, which I think is very exciting. And especially with Furiosa recently in the movie theaters, there's a taste for post-apocalyptia and Fallout as well, of course, being on TV. There's so much of both of those things that you can easily put into a game of Scion, especially a game like this. But that's not all, because we also have, and this will be the next one, I think we have previewed it today, in fact, the manuscript for it, we have previewed Cyber Scion. Cyber Scion is our cyberpunk mecha-inspired Scion shard, where you can pilot gods as mechs, Evangelion style. I mean, there's a lot of mech media you could actually pull from here to, of course, rage against the Titan machines and more. Kaiju, in fact, kaijus that are Titan inspired. This one is, I think, probably, and I say this without bias because I know which one my favorite is, but I think this one's going to be the favorite for a lot of people. We've had people for quite a long time, fans quite a long time, wanting to see some kind of mech-based game from Onyx Path Publishing, and I mean, wouldn't you have it? You ask for these things for years to come along at once, because, of course, we also have Trinity Continuum Steam Wars in the making, though that's a little way off. So Cyber Scion is something that is looking big, it's looking good, the art is looking fantastic. And like I said, if you back, even if it's a $5 level, I think it's $5, you'll be able to gain access to that entire manuscript now. We also have the 4-color Scion, which is, if you're unfamiliar with the term 4-color, it is symbolic or used to describe big, pulpy action superheroes of the Superman variety, almost the Silver Age variety, where your Scions are going to potentially be flying around in costume, solving crimes, beating up villains. I feel it's almost a little more like the first edition Scion setting in tone. You didn't wear costumes in that, but that had a slightly more, shall we say, comic book sensibility to it. And this 4-color genre, which when you see it, I think you're going to enjoy it a great deal, channels that. So if you've ever wanted a pure superhero RPG from Onyx Path Publishing, we do, of course, have Trinity Continuum Aberrant. We now also have Scion 4-color coming up in this book. And that's not all, because we also have the one whose name I constantly forget, and I often refer to as a Watchmen style era, because it takes that superhero genre and it tilts it on its head. It makes your Scions hunted. You are no longer farewell to heroes. Thank you very much, Nicholas, in the chat. This is my favorite one, which is ironic, I guess, because I can't remember the name. where your characters are having to hide their presence. I suppose in a way it channels some of what I really love about Chronicles and World of Darkness, that idea of you have great power, and yes, of course, you can't reveal yourself to the world because they will hunt you down. I guess X-Men style, prejudice dialed all the way up to 11. Absolutely love the way that chapter's written. I've had the great pleasure of reading it, and I think, again, you're going to love it. And we also have a Space Odyssey chapter, because of course you need an Odyssey in a game like Scion. This one is on board great spacecraft going out deep into the galaxy in the far future, and these spacecraft are built around your pantheons. They are built around your gods, and you are going to war with an alien people who may again be an analog for Titans or something very, very different. Let's call it an elemental heat death of the universe. Why not? And belief with it. So yeah, we have those 5 shards in Mythic Shards, and if that's not enough to sell you on this book, which I genuinely think is one of the best books we have ever put together, I strongly recommend you check out the campaign. I've linked it below, and take a look yourself. Come to your own conclusions. If you haven't backed it already, though, please do consider doing so. And what's more, because it has so much in it, please share it with your gaming groups, because they will probably find something in it that they like as well. I know that there are some fans of Scion that are real purists when it comes to the academic side of mythology, and that is absolutely fine. We love having them as our fans too. I encourage any of them, though, if they are listening to this, watching this, that you give one of these a go, you give it a read. I think you'll be impressed by how mythology has been channeled into these different genres in very interesting ways. We are doing something else, though, and it isn't just Scion Mythic Shards. This last Wednesday, we released the Curseborne Ashcan in print on demand, so now you can actually have it in hard copy, well, soft cover, but it's hard copy, to run in person at conventions and so on. I know a lot of people prefer physical books, well, look there, than over PDFs. So do give that a look, but that's not the only thing we're doing for Curseborne, of course, because if you've been keeping up with the Onyx Path blog, and I strongly suggest you do, all the way from last week through to October, that's right, for the next, I don't know how many months, about 3.5 months, we are going to be putting out 2 blogs every single week, teasing, previewing, writing whole new content for Curseborne. This isn't content that is necessarily going to appear in the rulebook. We're not just copying and texting paste. Copying, texting, copying and pasting text. The developers are writing content to, I guess, lure you in, but explain some of our decisions, give you some sneak peeks into what you can use, start setting some setting ideas percolating in your mind. And we will be going into things like each of the lineages and breaking them down family by family as much as we can. We've already spoken a little about liminal spaces, the liminalities that exist in the world of Curseborne, which is a huge territorial aspect of the game, the control of liminalities. And there will be more of those blogs to come. And yeah, I believe Danielle has written some blogs as well, specifically about curse dice, how they function, what is the curse, what is the setting. My agenda is to write about the primal lineage, the liminalities, and the adversaries that you will be going up against in this game. So we've all got a fair amount to write for the blog, but it's good fun revisiting the material to post it in a social media fashion, because you have to write these things in a slightly different way to how you would present it, let's say, in a rulebook. Plus, we don't want to double up on information. We don't just want to give you information that you're going to get in October anyway. So these blogs are definitely worth checking out every Tuesday and Thursday on the Onyx Path website. Do give them a look, and check out curseborne.com as well. We will be updating that website with information as and when we can. And yes, our game does have a dedicated website. We strongly recommend you check it out. So with that said, I will get ready for the Monday meeting, but I want to say thank you very much for watching. If you picked up the Curseborne Ashcan, please give it a rating, and please do share the the back-a-kit campaign for Scion Mythic Shards wherever you can. We want this one to do super well. And last thing, if you're a fan of Farscape, I've been promoting this on the They Came From Discord channel. If you're a fan of Farscape, the best science fiction TV series ever made, and such an inspiration for They Came From the Interstellar Starship and They Came From the RPG Anthology, there is currently a marathon of it being played on the official Farscape YouTube channel. You can tune in at any point, and you've got all the Farscape you could possibly watch. The most inspiring sci-fi TV show for Interstellar Starship and any number of other sci-fi RPGs. So please check that out as well. That's my recommendation to you that won't cost you a thing. Anyway, have a very good rest of your day. I'm not going to be here next Monday because I'll be going around saying tudo bem to people in Portugal. So I'm sure Travis or some other helpful soul will make a Monday meeting video or news video on my behalf. So thank you very much for watching, and I will be speaking to you again, well, very, very soon. Keep your eyes on the blog. Until next time.